Hello and welcome to the show. This is all about technology, and today the focus is going to be on women, tech girls, and how they're superheroes. Let me introduce the topic for you. The superhero concept is very powerful, but it's not about being brilliant at everything. It's about having that one special skill or power that we can use when we find that we're in a challenging situation. The Tech Girls movement launched on the 8th of March in 2014. Tech Girls Are Superheroes, the campaign we'll talk about today, is based on decades of research that's revealed that girls opt out of STEM at the age of 6 years old. This is partly due, the research has shown, to a lack of visible female role models and a lack of understanding of what STEM professionals do. But firstly, let's find out what STEM is and how it relates to our topic today. Joining me as our guest from Tech Girls Are Superheroes, Rene Plamenac. Rene, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Answer the question, please. What is STEM? S-T-E-M.
STEM is bringing together technology, engineering and maths.
Okay, just repeat that for me because we had a slight break up there.
STEM is all about bringing together the disciplines of science, technology, engineering and maths.
Okay, that in the intro there I mentioned about young women or girls opting out of STEM at the age of 6. What's driving that? Why is that the case?
Girls tend to move away from those subjects, and really it's all about just having the confidence to continue. What we do find is that there's also a lack of female role models. So we're trying to really generate more awareness about all of those disciplines and encourage girls to continue.
So in a practical sense, how do you do that? What do you do?
I guess one of the ways we can do that is through competitions such as this. So it's really just bringing the girls together with leaders in the industry and just giving them more awareness that, you know, you don't have to be a coder or you don't have to be a mathematician, but there's other disciplines and there's other opportunities out there for you.
I've read a little bit about this, and it seems to me that one of the frustrations is that women are objecting to the fact that largely men are making decisions about, you know, what it is they need out of technology. Is that a big driver? Is that a big part of the movement?
I guess we've got to think about diversity, and with the workforce the way it's predicted to move, they're anticipating at least a third of all jobs in this industry will be in technology areas. And so what we need to do in order for businesses to perform better is really create that diversity, and bringing more girls into the industry will assist with that.
Okay, well, what do women bring to this area that men can't? Is it a broader understanding of what's needed?
Really, it's just coming back to the diversity play, different perspectives. So when you have groups with different types of people coming from different backgrounds, you get a better outcome. So businesses actually perform better when they have a degree of diversity within the organisation.
Do women bring a softer approach to industry, or is it more how they think about issues?
I think it's how they think, and it's having that additional perspective that can really just broaden discussions.
In your experience, do some men feel threatened by this?
It is interesting. I know myself. Recently, I just attended a meeting with the team on site, and I actually was the only girl with a group of about 30 guys. So it's definitely something that we need to work on, and I think most of the guys are quite open to, bringing more girls into the group.
Well, it must be very intimidating for women when they find themselves in that environment. If you're the only woman in that group, if you are in fact ostracised in any way or looked down at, it could be actually quite demeaning. Is this what has driven young girls to move away from technology?
I think so, and it's just having the confidence. Generally, girls aren't pushed to compete so hard in school, so as they're growing up, they're expected to be, do the right thing, sort of follow the rules, whereas boys are quite often pushed a little harder to go out and take risks. So what we need to do is really encourage more of that with the younger girls, and then as they come into their careers, just the confidence to stand up and have a voice.
I guess there's a message here for parents as well. I mean, I know educators need to be enrolled in this thinking, but let's look at your situation. What was it like when you were growing up? Were you encouraged to take risks by your parents in your own family?
Oh, definitely not. I was the firstborn child, always had to play by the rules. And in actual fact, I didn't come into technology straight away. I'm actually an accountant by trade, and over the years I've sort of made my way across into the technology discipline, and I'm just really enjoying it.
So what are the challenges you face that other people can learn from? You know, I mean, you've obviously very successful. You're with, with a great company, CoreLogic. What is it that's driven your success?
Not being afraid to take challenges, having the confidence to go out and just do my best regardless. I think that's just something we all need to learn from, to step up if there's an opportunity there. Sometimes you don't need to tick all the boxes. You really just need to jump in with both feet.
Have you had to take any sacrifices along the way in terms of, your private life to enable you to develop your professional life?
Definitely. I mean, I'm a mother of two girls, so you always have that at the back of your mind, that guilt. But I've got a really supportive husband and family, and my career is just as important as his. And I think as we sort of go on together and we learn and we grow, these are all things that we can work from.
Yeah, so many great lessons in that, and I hope that's an inspiration for a lot of young people as well. Can we talk about the superheroes, the competition itself? Tell me about that.
Sure. I guess from me, I really wanted to do something to generate more awareness about this topic itself. And so came across the Tech Girls movement, and they were putting up this great campaign, which they have done successfully for the last few years. And it was really all about just, getting back to grassroots and trying to encourage girls to be part of this competition and just give them the awareness that there's more out there, particularly in technology. So I've actually got a group of girls from Bridgerdine College that I talk with weekly, and we talk about all sorts of things, not just the coding, but also about how to put together a business proposal, what they need to think about in their pitch, and maybe how they go about actually presenting their idea forward.
And how have you been enthused by this? Is it given you extra enthusiasm to drive further forward?
Definitely, they're so excited every time I talk with them. They really, they're getting right into it. They're giving it a good go. So that in itself, the energy that they bring obviously gives me some satisfaction and joy that they're having a great time.
So the conversations you have with them and the questions they ask, have any of those really surprised you and thought, wow, these kids they're pretty clever?
Oh, yes, definitely. When we're thinking about user experience and who's going to use their app and what their idea is all about, just some of the things that they were bringing forward was great. The way that they wanted to approach their audience, they wanted to do surveys, they're really getting out there and talking to the people. I just think that was just amazing.
And is that not something that's generally done in the tech world? In other words, seeking consumer feedback. Do you find that women are more consultative? I know that's drawing a big bow, but
no, I think women actually like that. They like talking with people and being part of the process. I think the problem is more when you get into more of the technical aspects of the role, to be fair. So you do find women are generally in more testing type roles or analyst type roles. Less of them come into the coding space. But this competition actually gives them an idea of what it's like to be on both sides of the fence.
Okay, well, this group of young girls are very lucky to have you as a mentor, as a trainer. How can other people get involved in the competition?
Yeah, I mean, the competition is closed for this year, but just look up the Tech Girls Movement website. They've got newsletters on there that you can be part of. There's always stuff coming through LinkedIn. So if you follow them on LinkedIn, you get to see all the updates, and really it's some exciting stuff coming out.
Yeah, because Tech Girls, the movement itself, is not just Australian based. It is a worldwide movement, isn't it?
Yeah, so basically what happens with the girls is they'll compete in this competition here locally. So you have girls from Australia and New Zealand competing. The winners from the competition, which will come out late July or early August, they actually get the opportunity to participate in what's called Technovation, which is held in Silicon Valley in the US. So teams have the opportunity to submit their idea in April, and that goes to the Technovation global circuit early next year.
So early next year. So when is that? What did you call it in Silicon Valley? The
Technovation.
Technovation. So when is that actually on? Do you know? Is it?
I think it usually rolls out around April. That's when the girls can start submitting their ideas.
Fantastic. And to get more information, the website to go to?
If you just look up Tech Girls Movement, it's got everything on there about the competition for this year, and also how you can get involved in the Technovation Challenge.
Well, we'll make sure there's a link just below this video as well. Rene, thank you so much. Congratulations on your work too. We're great supporters in Property TV of women in technology generally. So I was delighted when Mitchie Cooper asked us to connect and have a chat. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It's great to talk to you today.
Oh, what do I like about real estate? The people is probably the thing that I love the most. The stories that I get told. Probably the most common one that I get is that agents bullshit to them. The biggest frustration is transparency and keeping everybody else in the loop. So keeping the buyer in the loop and keeping the seller in the loop with the processes, all the different things that happen once a property is purchased. I think if there definitely was some technology around it that could be interacted, so I can interact as well as the conveyancers, the building and pest, because it's not just the conveyancers, there's all parts of, both from the vendor's point of view and also the buyers. So technology definitely would, I think, make a difference and make my time more efficient. I have just engaged House Through, which now allows me, both with suppliers and solicitors and conveyancers and all the rest of it, to be in one spot that we all can interact, but at the same time, both the buyer and the seller also get those alerts. It's the milestones within that process that both the buyer and seller need to know about. But even prior to that, there's so much work that gets done before putting a property on the market. So to be able to have House Through allow me to send that information direct just on an app, so my client can just get on. He is up to date all the time. It allows that to happen in the background so I can have meaningful conversations with him.